Hello everyone, she was just in the right place at the right time. Some people are born with it. We've all heard these phrases before. Quick explanations for someone else's success. They roll off the tongue so easily that we almost start to believe them. But there's a hidden danger in those words. They imply that success is out of our control, a matter of chance, fortune, or fate. The truth, success doesn't just fall into your lap. Behind almost every lucky break is someone who was working harder than everyone else. Someone who was preparing, practicing, and pushing forward when nobody was watching. In a world obsessed with shortcuts, viral fame, and overnight success, it's easy to believe that luck is the deciding factor in who makes it and who doesn't. Social media feeds us stories of teenagers who become millionaires overnight or influencers who blow up from a single video. It feels random, but if you dig a little deeper, you'll find something else: persistence, skill, preparation, and resilience. You'll find hard work invisible to the outside world but vital to the outcome. This isn't to say that luck doesn't exist. Of course it does. Being born into a certain environment, getting an unexpected opportunity, or meeting the right person at the right time, these things matter. But luck alone is never enough. Without the effort to back it up, luck is just a moment that passes. Hard work, on the other hand, builds the foundation that turns lucky moments into lasting success. Take any successful athlete, artist, scientist, or entrepreneur and look beyond the highlight reel. What you'll find is long hours of training, repeated failures, constant self-improvement, and a relentless drive to keep going. That's what beats luck every time. Hard work gives you control over your own path. It gives you the tools to overcome setbacks and adapt when things don't go your way. And most importantly, it gives you the confidence that your success isn't just a fluke, it's something you earned. In this discussion, we'll explore why hard work is more powerful and reliable than luck. We'll look at how effort turns dreams into reality, how preparation meets opportunity, and why lasting success comes from dedication, not coincidence. Luck might open a door, but it's hard work that walks you through it, holds it open, and builds the entire house. So the next time someone calls it luck, smile, because you'll know the truth. Luck might spark the moment, but it's hard work that writes the story. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a simple question. Have you ever looked at someone's success and thought, they just got lucky? We all have. It's a natural reaction. We see a classmate ace an exam, a coworker land a dream job, or a young entrepreneur launch $1 million business, and our minds reach for the easiest explanation: luck. Maybe they were born into the right family. Maybe they just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Maybe they got a lucky break. But here's the problem. When we credit someone's success to luck, we often ignore the hard work, sacrifice, and resilience it took to get there. We reduce an entire journey to a single moment of chance. And in doing so, we not only disrespect their effort, we also limit our own potential. You see, the idea of luck is comforting. It gives us an excuse. If success is all about chance, then we don't have to take full responsibility for where we are in life. It lets us say, they got lucky and I didn't. But that's a dangerous mindset because it takes the power out of our hands. Let me be clear, luck exists. I'm not here to deny it. Some people do have advantages, financial, social, or even geographical. Some people do get unexpected opportunities. But here's the truth, luck alone is never enough. Without the skills, preparation, and persistence to take advantage of an opportunity, that lucky break will come and go like a gust of wind. Let me give you an example. You've probably heard of Oprah Winfrey. Today she's a billionaire, a media mogul, and one of the most influential women in the world. Some might say she got lucky, but if you look at her story, there was nothing lucky about it. Oprah was born into poverty in rural Mississippi, raised by a single teenage mother, and faced abuse and hardship throughout her childhood. Her success wasn't handed to her. She fought for it, worked for it, and never gave up on herself, even when the world told her to. Another example, J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Many people say she got lucky when her book became a global phenomenon, but before that she was a single mother living on welfare, writing in cafes, and getting rejected by publisher after publisher. She didn't stop. She kept writing, kept believing, and kept showing up, long before the world ever noticed. These stories show us that luck might play a role, but it's not the main character. It's the background noise, not the melody. The spotlight belongs to hard work. Here's another way to look at it. Imagine you win a free ticket to a concert. That's luck, right? But what if you don't know the band, don't like the music, and don't even go? The opportunity was there, but you weren't ready for it and you didn't make anything of it. Now imagine someone who has studied that band's music, loves every song, and is waiting at the door. When they get the same free ticket, they're not just lucky, they're ready. That's the difference. When we romanticize luck, we send the wrong message to ourselves and to others. We tell young people that they need to wait for a break instead of creating their own. We suggest that effort doesn't matter when it's the only thing that does. And worst of all, we teach ourselves to give up too soon because we think we're just not lucky enough. But success isn't a lottery ticket. It's not about scratching and hoping. It's about showing up every day, learning, failing, and trying again. It's about building skills, developing discipline, and never backing down from a challenge. So the next time you catch yourself saying, "They just got lucky," pause, ask yourself what you're really saying, because most of the time what looks like luck from the outside is actually hours, months, or even years of invisible hard work. Luck is a spark, but hard work is the fire that keeps burning. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What do you think separates the person who dreams of success from the one who actually achieves it? It's not talent alone, it's not money, and as we discussed earlier, it's certainly not just luck. The real difference, is consistent effort, not one big push, not one lucky break, but small determined steps taken day after day, especially when no one is watching. Consistency is the most underrated superpower we have. It doesn't get the spotlight, it doesn't make headlines, it's not flashy or dramatic, but it is the quiet force behind every great success story. Think about the gym. You don't get strong by lifting weights once a month. You get strong by showing up regularly, even when you're tired, even when you're sore, even when you don't feel like it. The same is true in every part of life. Whether it's studying, writing, building a business, or learning a new skill, the secret is not in doing it once. The secret is in doing it again and again and again. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum builds mastery. You don't become great overnight. You become great through repetition, through routine, through doing the work over and over, until it becomes second nature. That's what separates the average from the excellent. Let's look at an example. Have you ever heard of Stephen Curry, one of the greatest basketball players of all time? He's not the tallest, not the fastest, and he wasn't even heavily recruited out of high school. But what made Steph Curry a legend wasn't luck. It was the thousands of hours he spent shooting jump shot after jump shot after jump shot. He once said, "Success is not an accident. Success is actually a choice," and he chose to practice harder and more consistently than anyone else. That's what consistency looks like. It's not glamorous. It's showing up early, staying late, doing the boring stuff, the drills, the rewrites, the late night study sessions. It's doing the work when nobody claps for you, when nobody notices, when quitting would be easy, but you don't. And here's something else. Consistency beats intensity. Let me explain. Anyone can work hard for a day. Anyone can get fired up and go all in for a short time. But very few people have the patience and discipline to stick with something for weeks, months, or even years. That's where the real power lies, not in a burst of energy, but in sustained effort. Let's bring this closer to home. Think about your own goals. Maybe you want to improve your grades, start a small business, get fit, write a book, whatever it is. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Read 10 pages a day, write for 15 minutes, practice a skill for 30 minutes. These small repeated actions compound over time. Like interest in a bank account, the more consistent you are, the more your effort multiplies. And let me be honest, consistency isn't easy. It means doing the work when you're tired, when you're discouraged, when you don't see results right away. But that's also what makes it so powerful. Most people give up. If you don't, you're already ahead. Now some people say, "But what if I'm not the best? What if I'm not naturally talented?" Here's the truth. Talent might give someone a head start, but it's consistency that wins the race. You don't have to be the most gifted. You just have to be the most committed. You just have to keep showing up, because every time you show up, even in a small way, you're moving forward. You're separating yourself from those who gave up. You're building habits, discipline, and confidence. That's how mountains are moved, one step at a time. So when you feel overwhelmed by the size of your dreams, don't focus on how far you have to go. Focus on what you can do today. Right now, one action, one page, 1 hour. Because it's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing something every day. In the end, consistent effort will take you farther than luck ever could. Because luck might give you a moment, but consistency gives you a legacy. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about how luck is often an illusion, and how consistent effort is the real driving force behind success. But there's a powerful moment that happens when these two ideas collide, when all that hard work finally pays off. That moment is when preparation meets opportunity. You've probably heard the saying before, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. It's one of those quotes that sounds simple, but it carries deep truth, because what many people call luck is really just being ready when the moment arrives. Let me explain. Opportunity doesn't always knock with a big announcement. It doesn't always show up when you expect it. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it shows up quietly, as a challenge, an invitation, a connection, or a chance to prove yourself. And here's the key. If you haven't been preparing, you might not recognize it, or worse, you might not be ready to take it. Let me give you a real-world example. Have you heard of Chadwick Boseman, the actor who played Black Panther in the Marvel films? He didn't become famous overnight. Before the world ever knew his name, he was studying acting, writing plays, and performing in small roles. For years, no one was handing him anything. But he was preparing, working on his craft, growing his skills, staying ready. So when the opportunity came to play iconic roles, like Jackie Robinson, James Brown, and finally King T'Challa, he didn't just take the opportunity, he owned it, because he was ready. That's the difference between someone who stumbles into an opportunity and someone who seizes it. Let's take another example. In sports, imagine a young football player who's been sitting on the bench all season. He could give up, he could zone out, but instead, he keeps training hard. He studies the plays, he works on his fitness, he stays focused. Then one day the starting player gets injured. Suddenly it's his turn. That moment could look like luck, but it's not, because he's prepared. He doesn't just show up, he delivers. That's not luck, that's readiness. Preparation gives you power. It gives you the ability to say yes when others have to say no. It means when the door cracks open, even just a little, you're ready to walk through it without hesitation. But here's something important to understand. Preparation doesn't mean everything will go perfectly. Opportunities don't always come in the form you expect. Sometimes they look like problems. Sometimes they look like hard work. Sometimes they don't even look like opportunities at first. Steve Jobs once said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward." What he meant is that you never quite know which skill, lesson, or experience will prepare you for your big moment. So you have to treat every moment like it matters, because it does. And when you do that, when you prepare with purpose, even when nothing seems to be happening, you're investing in your future self. You're saying, "I may not see the opportunity yet, but I believe it's coming, and when it does, I'll be ready." Now let me speak directly to anyone who's ever felt overlooked. If you feel like your moment hasn't come yet, keep preparing. If you feel like no one's watching, keep working. If you feel like you're stuck in the shadows, keep showing up, because your time will come. Maybe not today, maybe not in the way you expect, but when it does, don't let it catch you off guard. Be so ready that the opportunity has no choice but to open the door wider. Opportunities are like seeds, but preparation is the soil, the water, and the sunlight that allow those seeds to grow. Without preparation, the best opportunities die before they even take root. So don't wait for your big break to start working hard. Work hard before the break. Train before the game. Practice before the performance. Study before the test. Speak up before the spotlight. Because when that chance finally comes, and it will dull, you won't have to hope you're ready. You'll know you are.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've come a long way together. We've talked about how luck is often just a disguise for unseen effort. We've talked about how consistent effort lays the foundation for growth, and how preparation transforms opportunity into success. Now we come to the final, and perhaps most important, truth of all. Long-term success isn't given. It's built, brick by brick,
Day by day.
step by step. And while it may take time, and more effort than you ever imagined, the success you build with your own two hands will always be stronger, more meaningful, and more lasting than anything luck could ever deliver. Let's be honest, we live in a world that idolizes quick results. Instant fame, overnight success.
Viral moments.
But those things,
They fade.
fast, because without a foundation of real work, real character, and real grit, success is temporary. It's hollow. Think of it like a house built on sand. It might look good for a while. It might impress people from the outside, But when pressure hits, when the storm comes, it collapses. Only what's built on solid ground survives. That solid ground is hard work, discipline, and perseverance. Long-term success isn't about peaking once and then fading away.
Yeah.
It's about staying in the game, growing, evolving, improving. It's about bouncing back after failure, showing up when it's inconvenient,
Yeah.
continuing to believe in yourself when the crowd is gone and the lights are off. Let me give you an example.
Do you know how long it took Walt Disney to build the empire we now know as Disney? Before Mickey Mouse ever appeared on screen, Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job for lacking imagination. He faced bankruptcy. He faced rejection over and over. But he kept going. He didn't quit. He kept building. Today, his name is known around the world, not because he got lucky.
Now that doesn't mean the journey is easy. Far from it. The road to long-term success is full of challenges. There will be setbacks, doubts, moments where you feel like quitting. People may question you, ignore you, or even try to discourage you.
Yeah.
But remember this, you are not building for applause. You are building for impact. Applause comes and goes. Recognition fades. But the value of what you build with effort, with passion, with integrity, that lasts. Take a look at the greatest leaders, artists, innovators, and changemakers in history. What do they all have in common? Not that they were lucky, not even that they were always the most talented, but that they stayed the course. They did the work not once, but repeatedly, through failure, through success, through silence, through noise.
They understood that greatness is not an event.
It's a lifetime of commitment, and that's what I want to leave you with today. You may not have every advantage.
Yeah.
You may not be born into wealth, or fame, or privilege.
Yeah.
It's about the small habits you build when no one is watching. It's not about waiting for permission. It's about giving yourself the power to act. So wherever you are right now, whether you're just starting out or deep in the middle of the grind, remember this, you are building something.
Yeah.
And every hour you put in,
Yeah.
every challenge you overcome, every failure you learn from,
Yeah.
every time you show up when it would be easier to quit, you're adding another brick to a future you can be proud of. Because true success isn't handed to you. It's earned. It's earned through consistency. It's earned through preparation.
Yeah.
It's earned through resilience. It's earned every single day. So don't wait for luck. Don't hope for shortcuts. Build your success, piece by piece, until the world can't help but see what you've created.
Well, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of this journey together, I want you to remember one thing. You don't need luck. You need belief. Belief in your ability to grow. Belief in your ability to grow. Belief in your power to endure. Belief that effort, not fortune, determines your future.
Yeah.
Luck may give you a head start, but it cannot carry you across the finish line. Hard work can. Hard work will. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to get lucky. Start preparing. Start building. Start showing up, even if no one is watching yet.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, success doesn't fall into your hands.
Oh.
It rises from your hands. You won't always see the results right away. You won't always get praised or noticed. But keep going. Keep grinding. Keep learning. Because one day,
When the opportunity comes, and it will, you'll be ready. And when the world looks at you and says, wow, that was lucky,
Yeah.
you'll smile, because deep down, you'll know the truth. It wasn't luck. It was earned. Thank you.